Hello everyone, welcome you all to today's class. Are you enjoying mathematics? Yes. So chapter 3 and 4 you might be experts in these two chapters by this time, and some of you might be struggling with properties of determinants, right? Exercise 4.2 of NCERT textbook. So today I am going to tell you tips and tricks of using properties of determinants. And properties of determinants is one of the important questions, and most of the time one question carrying 4 marks or 6 marks you get from this portion. Okay, and the first trick is using at least two valid properties. That means in a question carrying 4 marks, a question carrying 6 marks, okay, at least two valid properties you must use, okay, to get 4 out of 4 or 6 out of 6 marks. So that is from examiner point of view I am telling you. Okay, so at least two valid properties. Next trick is, whenever we say valid properties, what does it mean? So as I know you might be remembering and you know all the 7 to 8 properties, but whenever it comes to writing the answer sheet, whenever it comes to applying the properties, again confusion which property to be used where. Okay, so sometimes like R1 R2 interchange, sometimes very common silly mistakes we may make. So for that reason, valid properties means, first of all, see, whenever you interchange any two rows R1 R2 R2 R3 like this, that you do. Similarly, any two columns can be interchanged also. Okay, and next, suppose for example you are taking R1. R1 can be replaced by R1 plus minus R2. R1 plus minus R3. Similarly, C1, suppose you are taking C1 can be replaced by C1 plus C2 plus C3, right? And also, whenever you write R1, one thing you observe, here you start with R1 only, right? If you write here C1, again you have to start with C1 here, right? And we can use rows and columns in the same question, unlike your elementary transformation. In case of elementary transformation, in case you take row transformation, you are not supposed to use columns. Similarly, if you are using elementary column transformation, you are not supposed to use rows. But in this case, we do not have such restrictions. We can use rows and columns in the same question. Okay, and also, so whenever you write, suppose R1 replaced by R1 minus R2, R2 replaced by R2 minus R3. So these are two steps, two independent steps. So in this step, R1 is being changed, and here we are not using R1. So any two independent steps can be combined. This helps us to save time. Okay, and what we should not do, so we do not mix rows and columns in the same step. It means we do not take R1 replaced by R1 plus C1, R1 minus C1, R1 minus C2, that we do not mix. Secondly, what we do not do, we suppose we take R1 replaced by R2 minus something R1, so like this, R2 plus something is taken. Means if we write R1 here, it should be R1 here, right? Not R2. Okay, so this we do not do, this we do not do. And also, we do not take R1 replaced by R1 into R2, C1 replaced by C1 by C2. It means we do not multiply rows, you do not multiply columns, you do not divide. So like we add, subtract, we do not multiply, divide. That we don't do. Okay, so these are some do's and don'ts, right? So this is our second trick. Third one is, third trick is that, let me tell you, I will take one example also. So what we should do there and how to really solve the question. So our third trick is, try to apply operations in such a way that we get something common in row or column. Okay, and once we get something common in that row or column, then we can create ones in that row or column. For example, this is the question: x plus y plus 2z xy, z y plus z plus 2x y, z x plus y plus 2z. Prove that it is twice of x plus y plus z whole cube, right? So here, so as I said, try to apply operations in such a way that we get something common in row or column. So if you observe, if I try to see, whenever we apply C1, C2, C3, it will we go like this. Whenever we take, horizontal way we go. Whenever we take R1, R2, R3, R1, R2, R3, like we go like this. Okay, so row wise, column wise. Okay, so C1, C2, C3 we go like this. R1, R2, R3 we go like this. So here you see, if you take C1, C2, C3, now so the C1 replaced by C1 plus C2 plus C3, we are getting here twice of x plus y plus z, twice of x plus y plus z, twice of x plus y plus z, right? Here x, y plus z plus 2x, x, y, y, x plus y plus 2z. So try to apply operations. Here we applied C1 replaced by C1 plus C2 plus C3. It means to C1, to first column, we are adding multiple of second and third column. So we apply such a way, we are getting common, something common in the first column. Then we can create ones in that row or that column. So since we have all common twice of x plus y plus z common in first column, so we can take twice of x plus y plus z common from here, and 1, 1, 1, then here it is x, y, y plus z plus 2x, y, x, then x plus y plus 2z. Okay, so after creating 1, 1, 1, it is easier for us to get zeros. So in this case, again our fourth trick would be, creating two zeros, right? So creating two zeros means we can take R1 minus R2 and R2 minus R3. As we have discussed, any two independent steps can be combined, right? So creating two zeros means, here you can take R1 replaced by R1 minus R2 and R2 replaced by R2 minus R3, suppose. Then you can get here twice of x plus y plus z already you have. Then you can get 0, two zeros in first column you can get. Okay, and your fourth trick is, it was fourth one is getting two zeros, right? And fifth trick is expand from that row or column where you are getting zeros. Okay, the row and column, right, which contains 0. So either you take row wise or column wise. So the row or column which contains zeros, you can expand from that row or that column, right? So this is one of the types of questions you can see. So these are the, I think, 5 tricks to solve such questions. So even if the question is looking like this, no, so if you do like this, it is very, very easy. Okay. So fourth step is getting two zeros, creating two zeros. So once you get 1 1 1, right, in any row or any column, so it is easier for us to get two zeros, right? So create two zeros. Trick number 4. So here we have taken R1 replaced by R1 minus R2, R2 replaced by R2 minus R3. Here I have combined two independent steps so that we can save time. Okay. So here twice of x plus y plus z. Now taking R1 minus R2, we are getting like this. This is R1, R2 replaced by R2 minus R3, 0 x plus y plus z minus of x plus y plus z on this. Fifth one is expand from the row or column containing two zeros. So in this case, you can take this row, you have two zeros in first row, two zeros in first column, or you can take common also, but here just to cut it short, expand from this. So this is equal to twice of x plus y plus z. Okay, we are expanding, suppose I am expanding from this, so 0 into something, 0 into something, so here basically I am getting x plus y plus z whole square minus 0. It means I am getting here twice of x plus y plus z whole cube, that is equal to RHS. Okay, and sixth trick is write the operations in between. Suppose here we have used R1 replaced by R1 minus R2, R2 replaced by R2 minus R3. So you must write the operations you are using, whether it is in the beginning, a middle, here in the end. Okay, so in between you have to write the operations you are using. Okay, so this is the sixth trick. So till sixth step is it clear? So it means getting something common, right, in any row or any column, and taking that common, creating ones, then creating two zeros. Okay, but in every questions, no, in all the cases we do not get this thing. So if something like this doesn't occur, या something like this doesn't work, अगर क्वेश्चन ऐसे है कि जहाँ पे we cannot, I mean, get something common, या we cannot create ones, या we cannot create zeros directly, right? In such cases, so like here for example, I have taken one question here, a square plus 1 ab ac, ab b square plus 1 bc, ca cb c square plus 1. Okay, we have to prove this is equal to 1 plus a square plus b square plus c square. So here you see, if you take r1 plus r2 plus r3, c1 plus c2 plus c3, you will not get anything in common, right? In such cases, what we are doing, so the seventh trick is multiply r1, r2, r3 by a, b, c respectively, and take a, b, c common from c1, c2, c3 respectively. So let's see. So whenever you take, LHS, right, multiplying r1, r2, r3 by ABC. So whenever we multiply any number to any one row or any one column, determinant is multiplied by that row or that column. So it means when we multiply r1 by a, determinant is being multiplied by a. We multiply r2 by b, so determinant is being multiplied by b, and similarly determinant is multiplied by c. So what we do here, 1 by ABC, then here a cube plus a square b, a square c, ab square b cube plus b, then here it is b square c, c square a, c square b, c cube plus c. Okay, now take a, b, c common from c1, c2, c3 respectively. It means taking A from C1, taking B from C2 and taking C from C3. So you are getting like this. Now here, so C1 A square plus 1 B square C square, then here you are getting A square B square plus 1 C square, and here you are getting A square B square C square plus 1. So now if you look at this determinant, if you add like you need 1 plus A square plus B square plus C square, right? So if you add R1 plus R2 plus R3, see you are getting the desired result here. Means after this step, take R1 replaced by R1 plus R2 plus R3. Means you are getting 1 plus A square plus B square plus C square. 1 plus A square plus B square plus C square. 1 plus A square plus B square plus C square. Then you are having B square plus 1, B square, C square plus 1. Right? Now it is like the previous type what we were doing. Means getting something common in first row, then we can take it common, we can create 1, 1, 1 here, then we can create 2 zeros, then we can expand. Right? So it is another trick. Now let's go to the 8th trick. Trick number 5, if it doesn't work. So next one is if something. So this is one of the special cases, because always like whatever you do, all the questions basically, all the questions do not fall in the same category, you can say. So the special case like here, the cases we have discussed, 2 types we have discussed, and most of the questions fall into that category. But some special cases like this, 1 plus A square minus B square, 2AB minus 2B, 2AB 1 minus A square plus B square 2A, 2B minus 2A 1 minus A square minus B square. Prove that this is equal to whole cube of 1 plus A square plus B square. So in such cases again, if you just add any 3 rows, 3 columns, you are not going to get that factor. So what we do here, we start with LHS. If you just look at this, if I take C1 replaced by C1 minus BC3 and C2 replaced by C2 plus AC3. Okay, so you have to write your LHS, you have to write what is the determinant, then this operation. Now you see C1 minus BC3. So 1 plus A square minus B square minus B into this. So you are getting 1 plus A square plus B square. Here you are getting 2AB minus B into 2A. You are getting 0 here. Here 2B minus, see you will be getting like this, 2B minus B into 1 minus A square minus B square, means 2B minus B plus A square B plus B cube. So you are getting B plus A square B plus B cube, means taking B common, 1 plus A square plus B square. Right? And similarly C2 replaced by C2 plus AC3. So here you are getting 0. Now 1 minus A square plus B square plus this. So you are getting 1 plus A square plus B square. Now here minus 2A. See, minus 2A plus AC3 plus A minus A cube minus AB square, means minus A cube minus AB square. So taking minus A common, 1 plus A square plus B square. Right? And C3 as it is, minus 2b 2a 1 minus a square minus b square. Okay, so here if you observe, you are getting this column 1 plus a square plus b square. You have this thing common in first column and also in the second column. So you can take 1 plus a square plus b square can be taken common from first column and also from the second column. So you are taking 1 plus a square plus b square the whole square. 1 0 b 0 1 minus a minus 2b 2a 1 minus a square minus b square. Okay, so here you see, first though we have not got 2 zeros in any of the rows or any of the columns, but we have 1 0 here, 1 0 here, and also we have already applied minimum 2 properties. So if you expand from any row or any column, I think you are getting the answer here. So expanding this from, maybe you can take this one, so expanding this, so you can take 1 plus a square plus b square whole square. Now you can expand 1, you are getting 1 minus a square minus b square plus 2a square, right? Yeah, 1. Okay, so you are getting here, from here you are, yeah, plus 2a square. Then, so you can expand this, basically you can expand this and get the result, right? So by expanding this you are getting the result, right? So basically these are the some of the types, and ultimately getting something common, taking the factor that works, and so basically these are some of the types. And if you ask me, yeah, one more trick I can tell you. When so trick number 9. Trick number 9 is basically whenever you have to show the determinant is 0 and the question is without expanding the determinant. Okay, so without expanding the determinant, show that this is 0. So whenever you don't have to expand and you have to show it is 0, it means either any 2 rows are identical, yeah, any 2 columns are identical, or they may be proportional also. Okay, so like, so ninth trick, if you have to prove the determinant equal to 0 and without expanding, like for example this x a x plus a y b y plus b z c z plus c equal to 0. So here what you need to do, apply the operations such that any 2 rows or any 2 columns, they should become identical or proportional. So here you see, if I take LHS and if I write here, no, so I will write the determinant like, no, x a x plus a y b y plus b z c z plus c, right? So here you see, if I write here c1 replaced by c1 plus c2, now I am getting here x plus a y plus b z plus c a b c x plus a y plus b z plus c. So here you see c1 and c3 are identical, so this is equal to 0, right? So whichever operation you are applying, please write it very clearly. Okay, so if you just know, follow certain tricks we have discussed today and try to solve the questions, I think you really can enjoy solving the questions from properties of determinants. Okay, so let's let's try our level best. Okay, and in case of any doubts, please contact me. So you can contact me, you can ask me the questions anytime, either in WhatsApp, or you can just send me through mail also. Okay, so thank you so much.